Life is a journey marked by seasons. There are times when everything seems to move in our favor, when doors open effortlessly, and blessings seem to flow like a river. And then there are seasons of waiting, of struggle, of uncertainty, when you feel like no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to change. These are the seasons that test our faith, that challenge our patience, and sometimes make us question if we are even moving in the right direction. But let me tell you today, these moments are not meaningless. They are part of a divine process, a preparation for something far greater than you can imagine. The big shift is coming, and it will arrive in God's perfect timing. Not your timing, not mine, but the timing of the one who holds the universe in his hands. I know how it feels to labor faithfully, to give your best, to sow seeds of hope, and yet see no immediate return. I know how it feels to pray fervently and wonder if anyone is listening. I know how it feels to look at your circumstances and feel like everything is against you. But here is the truth. God is always at work, even when you cannot see it. Even in the silence, even in the delays, He is moving, preparing, aligning, and orchestrating a shift that will change your life forever. The waiting is not punishment, it is preparation. Every setback, every closed door, every moment of disappointment is setting the stage for a breakthrough so powerful that it will astonish you and those around you. The secret is not to rush, not to force, not to manipulate. The secret is to trust completely. To trust even when the storm rages around you. To trust when the path seems unclear. To trust when every natural sign tells you to give up. Faith is believing in the unseen, walking boldly in hope, and knowing deep in your heart that God's timing is flawless. Often, the bigger the delay, the greater the blessing. The longer the wait, the more extraordinary the shift. It is in these moments of patience and perseverance that your character is strengthened, your faith is refined, and your readiness for the coming season is solidified. While you wait, do not be idle. Continue to sow, continue to serve, continue to work with diligence and integrity. Pray without ceasing. Keep your heart aligned with God's will. The shift will not come to those who sit and wait passively. It will come to those who trust, act faithfully, and remain steadfast. And when it arrives, it will be sudden, undeniable, and magnificent. Opportunities will open, blessings will multiply, relationships will be restored, and doors that seemed permanently closed will swing wide open. You will look back and realize that every delay, every challenge, and every moment of uncertainty was part of a grand design that was far better than anything you could have planned for yourself. Do not be discouraged by what you cannot see. Do not measure your progress by the world's timeline. Focus instead on your faith, your devotion, and your alignment with God's purpose. The big shift is coming, and it will surpass all your expectations. It will be worth every moment of waiting, every prayer, and every step taken in faith. Trust the timing, believe in the promise, and prepare for a season of transformation. Your breakthrough is near. Your doors are about to open. Your life is about to be changed forever. The big shift is coming, and God's timing is perfect. There are moments in life when waiting feels unbearable. You've prayed, you've worked hard, you've given your best, and yet nothing seems to change. Doors remain closed, opportunities seem delayed, and sometimes it feels as though your dreams are slipping further away instead of drawing near. In these moments, it is so easy to become discouraged, to doubt yourself, and even to question God. But let me tell you today, waiting is not wasted. Every delay, every pause, every season of silence is part of God's perfect plan. It is His way of preparing you, shaping you, and readying you for the breakthrough that is coming. Do not despise the waiting. Do not grow weary or impatient. There is a divine purpose in every season of preparation. The waiting period is where your character is forged. It is where your faith is tested and strengthened. Just as gold is refined in fire, your perseverance, patience, and trust are refined in times of waiting. God is not ignoring you. He is preparing you for something far greater than you can yet see. Every challenge you face, every disappointment, every closed door, is shaping you into someone who can fully receive the blessing that is coming. Sometimes the waiting is longer than we desire because God is ensuring that when the shift comes, we are ready to handle it, to steward it wisely, and to walk into it with confidence and faith. During this time, it is easy to compare your journey with others, to feel frustrated by what seems like a slower pace, or to question why others appear to be moving ahead while you remain in place. But your journey is uniquely yours. God is orchestrating circumstances in ways that you cannot see or understand. He is arranging the pieces of your life so that when the time is right, everything will align perfectly. The waiting is intentional, the preparation is purposeful, and the delay is not denial. It is simply God's timing unfolding according to His wisdom. While you wait, do not remain idle. This season is not a pause in your destiny. It is a time to strengthen your faith, to grow in wisdom, and to cultivate patience. Pray consistently, seek God's guidance, and act faithfully in the areas where you have influence. Serve others, continue to sow seeds of hope, and remain steadfast in integrity. The work you do in the waiting period matters because it positions you for the breakthrough. It readies your heart, sharpens your skills, and deepens your trust in God's plan. Remember that delays do not mean denial. Often, God's greatest blessings come after the longest waits. The bigger the delay, the greater the glory that is about to be revealed. Every trial, every test, and every moment of uncertainty is part of a divine preparation. When the breakthrough finally comes, it will not only meet your expectations but exceed them. It will be a testament to God's faithfulness, timing, and perfect plan for your life. So hold on, stand firm, trust Him. Do not allow frustration or doubt to steal your joy while you wait. Keep your eyes on the promise, not on the delay. The waiting period is producing something within you that nothing else can. It is crafting resilience, deepening faith, and preparing you to embrace the big shift when it arrives. The season of waiting is not the end. It is the beginning of something extraordinary. God is moving behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your good. Do not despise this time, do not rush the process, and do not give up hope. Every delay has a purpose, every pause has meaning, and every moment is part of a divine plan. Trust Him completely, walk faithfully, and prepare to witness the miraculous shift that is coming into your life. Your time is near, and your breakthrough will be worth every moment of waiting. While waiting for God's timing, it is not enough to simply hope or pray. We must act faithfully in the seasons we are given. The big shift is coming, but it will not arrive in a vacuum. It comes to those who remain diligent, consistent, and obedient, even when the results are not yet visible. Faithfulness is not measured by immediate outcomes, but by steady commitment, by the willingness to do the right thing when no one is watching, and by perseverance when the world seems silent. Every step you take in obedience, every act of faith, is like planting a seed in fertile soil. And though you may not see the harvest today, God is watering it, nurturing it, and preparing it to flourish at the perfect time. Too often, people grow discouraged while waiting and begin to doubt whether their efforts matter. They may see others advancing more quickly, enjoying apparent success, or receiving recognition for their work, and they wonder why their breakthrough has not yet come. But God's shift is not based on comparison or human timing. It is based on preparation, alignment, and the perfect unfolding of His plan. While others rush and try to force outcomes, those who act faithfully during the waiting season position themselves to receive blessings that are far greater than they could imagine. Acting faithfully is the bridge between the season of waiting and the season of breakthrough. It is the visible demonstration of invisible faith. Preparation is essential. The waiting period is not a time to pause your growth, your service, or your diligence. It is the time to prepare for what is coming. Strengthen your skills, deepen your understanding, and cultivate your character. Serve others with integrity and generosity. Every opportunity to grow, to learn, and to persevere is part of God's way of equipping you for the big shift. The shift will demand courage, wisdom, and strength. By acting faithfully and preparing diligently, you will be ready to step into the season that God has ordained for you without hesitation or fear. Trust is the cornerstone of this process. Trust that every seed you plant, every effort you make, and every prayer you offer is not in vain. Trust that God's timing is perfect, even when the delay feels long. Trust that what is coming is far greater than what you have imagined or planned. Trust transforms waiting into purpose and effort into meaningful progress. Without trust, impatience and frustration can undermine your faith. With trust, every action becomes an expression of hope. Every effort becomes an investment in the future, and every day becomes a step closer to the promised breakthrough. Remember, the big shift will arrive suddenly. Doors will open that seemed permanently closed. Opportunities will appear that were unimaginable. Favor, restoration, and abundance will manifest in ways that defy human reasoning. But it will come to those who have acted faithfully, prepared diligently, and trusted completely. God's shift rewards those who remain steadfast, who keep sowing seeds of faith, and who continue walking in obedience while others may stumble in doubt or impatience. So today, commit yourself to act faithfully in the season you are in. Prepare for what is coming with diligence, wisdom, and integrity. Trust that the shift will arrive exactly when it should, and it will be worth every effort you have made. Your breakthrough is not just a possibility. It is inevitable for those who remain faithful. The big shift is on its way, and your faithful actions, your preparation, and your unwavering trust will position you to embrace it fully. Walk boldly, work faithfully, and trust God's perfect timing. The moment you have been waiting for is closer than you think, and it will be extraordinary. One of the greatest challenges in the journey of faith is resisting the urge to measure your life by earthly timelines. We look at calendars, deadlines, and milestones, and when things don't happen when we expect them to, we begin to feel frustrated. But time, as we understand it, is not the measure God uses. His timing is not based on human schedules. He does not rush because you're impatient, and He does not delay because He is unsure. His timing is driven by purpose, preparation, and perfect alignment. When you let go of your obsession with when, your heart becomes free to trust the One who knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Every time you stare at the calendar, counting the days, you risk stepping into anxiety. When you constantly evaluate where you think you should be, you put pressure on yourself that God never asked you to carry. And when you compare your journey to someone else's, you distract your soul from the unique destiny God has crafted specifically for you. Your life is not meant to match another person's timetable. Your breakthrough is not meant to mirror someone else's story. The big shift God has for you is uniquely shaped, uniquely timed, and uniquely prepared for your life alone. Comparison is one of the most subtle thieves of joy and confidence. You may look at others succeeding, advancing, receiving blessings, and you wonder why you're still waiting. But what if their breakthrough has nothing to do with the season God has you in? What if their timeline would limit the greatness of what God is building within you? What if rushing your process would only lead to premature results that cannot sustain the future God has designed for you? When you compare your journey, you dishonor your own preparation. When you envy someone else's season, you underestimate the power of the shift God is preparing for you. Instead of looking around, lift your eyes upward. Instead of focusing on how long it's taking, focus on the God who never misses a moment. Align yourself with His will. Seek His presence, not the pressure of deadlines. When you make God your focus, clarity replaces confusion. Peace replaces anxiety. Strength replaces discouragement, and faith rises in your spirit because you begin to understand that God has never been late, not once, not ever. There is something powerful about resting in God's timing. It softens your heart. It opens your spirit. It helps you grow in wisdom, patience, and maturity. When you trust God more than your timeline, suddenly the waiting becomes meaningful. The waiting becomes part of the blessing itself. You begin to see that God is not just preparing the shift, He is preparing you for the shift. He is shaping your character, deepening your faith, and strengthening your resilience so that when the breakthrough arrives, you can carry it with grace and stability. So release the pressure to arrive by a certain date. Let go of the stress of comparing your steps to someone else's. Your journey is sacred, your process is intentional, and your timing is in the hands of the one who sees the end from the beginning. Keep your focus on God. Keep your heart aligned with His voice. The moment your spirit stops fixating on the timeline is the moment you position yourself for the shift He has promised. And when it comes, you will realize it arrived at the exact moment your life was fully prepared to receive it. The big shift is on its way, and it will come right on time. There will come a moment in your life when everything changes so quickly, so dramatically, so unexpectedly, that you will look back and realize why God asked you to wait, why He asked you to trust, and why He allowed certain doors to stay closed. The big shift God brings is never gradual, never subtle, never something you can mistake for coincidence. When God moves, He moves suddenly. He moves in ways that silence doubt, confound the enemy, and reveal His unmistakable hand upon your life. The shift will not trickle in, it will break in. It will arrive like a flood of favor, a wave of opportunity, a rush of divine alignment. And when it comes, it will be undeniable that it was God and God alone who orchestrated it. This is why every trial you have faced, every setback you have endured, and every disappointment that made you question your progress has been preparing you. Preparation does not always feel spiritual. Sometimes it feels like loss, like confusion, like struggle. But in God's kingdom, nothing is wasted. Every hardship has strengthened something inside you. Every tear has watered the soil of your destiny. Every closed door has pushed you toward the one door that holds your breakthrough. You may not have understood it at the time, but looking back, you will see that nothing was random. Everything was connected. Everything had purpose. Everything was part of shaping you into someone capable of carrying what you prayed for. When the shift comes, you won't have to force anything. You won't have to beg for opportunities. You won't have to push and strive in your own strength. God's favor will open doors that human effort could not. God's timing will align things you could never coordinate. And God's presence will bring peace into areas where you once felt anxiety. The sudden shift is not the result of human striving. It is the fruit of divine orchestration. That is why the enemy tries so hard to discourage you before the breakthrough. He knows that if you hold on just a little longer, the sudden move of God will shatter every lie, every fear, and every limitation that has tried to keep you small. When the shift happens, you will see connections appear out of nowhere. People you never met will carry answers you prayed for. Paths you never noticed will open wide. Resources will show up right when you need them. Wisdom will come at the exact moment it's required. It will feel as if heaven itself has leaned toward your life and breathed new possibility into places that once felt dry. That is the nature of God's sudden shift. He restores what you lost, redeems what was broken, and accelerates what seemed delayed. And when this moment arrives, it will not only change your circumstances, it will change your perspective. You will see your past differently. You will understand why God closed certain doors. You will appreciate the stability He developed in you during the waiting season. And you will recognize that nothing happened later than it should have. Everything happened right on time. So take heart. The shift may seem delayed, but it is not denied. It may feel distant, but it is closer than you think. God is preparing the moment when everything comes together suddenly, beautifully, powerfully. All He asks is that you stay faithful, keep believing, and hold on to hope. When the shift comes, it will not just change your situation. It will transform your entire life. And you will know without question, this is the moment God prepared me for all along. There comes a time when God calls you to step out of who you used to be and step into who He designed you to become. A time when you can no longer allow past fears, past failures, or past disappointments to define your future. The big shift that God is bringing into your life is not just about new opportunities. It is about a new version of you. You cannot carry old mindsets into a new season. You cannot walk through a divine door with the weight of yesterday still on your back. The shift requires courage. It requires surrender. It requires a willingness to let God reshape your thinking, renew your strength, and restore your confidence so you can rise into the fullness of your calling. When God begins to move, you must be ready to move with Him. The temptation is to hold on to what feels familiar, to cling to routines or relationships that no longer fit your future. But growth demands release. Elevation requires letting go. The shift God is preparing will pull you out of old cycles and plant you in new territory where your gifts can flourish, where your voice can be heard, where your purpose can unfold. Do not resist what God is trying to free you from. Sometimes the discomfort you feel is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that God is stretching you into the person you were always meant to be. This shift will demand faith like you've never exercised before. It will require you to step when you cannot see the whole path, to trust when nothing makes sense, and to believe when the evidence around you is still forming. Faith is not waiting for clarity. Faith is moving because God said so. Faith is stepping into the unknown with confidence in the one who goes before you. And as you step boldly, you will find that God has already prepared the ground, already aligned the resources, already positioned the right people, and already made the way straight. You are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into destiny. This new season will reveal strength in you that you didn't know you had. It will awaken dreams that seemed buried. It will revive passion that life tried to extinguish, and it will expose the divine fingerprints God has left on every chapter of your journey. You will see how he used the waiting to build your patience, the trials to build your endurance, and the challenges to build your wisdom. Nothing was wasted. Everything has prepared you for this moment. As the shift unfolds, do not shrink back. Do not apologize for the blessings, the breakthroughs, or the opportunities God brings to your life. You have prayed for this. You have sown seeds for this. You have endured seasons that tried to break you, and now God is honoring your faith. Walk with confidence, walk with humility, walk with gratitude, but walk boldly, because this is your time. And remember this, the shift is not just for you. When God elevates you, it is so that you can become a blessing to others. When He pours into you, it is so you can pour into those around you. When He transforms your life, it is so your testimony can ignite faith in someone else. Your shift carries purpose beyond your own advancement. It carries the power to impact lives, restore hope, and draw others closer to God. So prepare yourself, lift your expectations, strengthen your spirit. The big shift is not just coming, you are stepping into it. And once it begins, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. There are moments in life when you feel like you are standing on the edge of something, but you cannot quite see what it is. Your spirit senses movement, your heart feels anticipation, and something inside you whispers, "You're close, don't stop now." That inner stirring is not your imagination. It is a sign that God is bringing you into a divine turning point. Many people give up right before the breakthrough. Many lose faith right before the shift happens. But those who hold on, who keep believing, who choose faith when everything in them feels tired, those are the ones who step into the miraculous. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and heaven is lining up things on your behalf even now. Sometimes the darkest battles come right before the dawn. Sometimes the greatest pressure comes right before the release. When things feel intense, when life feels heavy, when the journey feels harder than ever, that is often the signal that God is about to open a door you could never open on your own. The enemy fights hardest when he knows God is moving. Fear becomes louder when your faith is getting stronger. Delays feel longer when you're inches away from the blessing. But if you can endure this moment, if you can hold steady, keep praying, keep believing, keep walking, you will see what God has been preparing behind the scenes. Your breakthrough is not waiting for a perfect moment. It's waiting for a prepared mindset. God wants you to walk into the shift with confidence, not confusion with faith, not fear with strength, not hesitation. Everything you have endured has been building something inside you: resilience, maturity, wisdom, and spiritual authority. You are not the same person you were when you first began this journey. You have grown, you have changed. You have survived storms that once would have crushed you, and now, because of that growth, you are ready to receive what once would have overwhelmed you. The breakthrough God is bringing will not be small. It will not be partial. It will not be barely enough. It will be abundant, overflowing, undeniable. God does not do halfway miracles. When He moves completely. When He restores fully. When He blesses beyond expectation. What is coming into your life is not something ordinary. It is something that will shift your direction, elevate your platform, and deepen your purpose. There will come a moment when everything that didn't make sense will suddenly connect. The closed doors, the delays, the disappointments, they were not setbacks. They were redirections, they were protection, they were alignment. God was slowing you down not to punish you, but to prevent you from walking into something that wasn't meant for you. When your breakthrough arrives, you will look back and thank God for every no, every wait, and every detour. You will realize that nothing was lost, everything was preparing you. So do not give up, do not lose heart. Do not let fear convince you that God has forgotten you. He has not forgotten. He has not abandoned you. He has not overlooked your prayers, your tears, or your faithfulness. You are on the edge of a divine shift, and the closer you get, the more your spirit will feel it. Keep standing, keep expecting, keep trusting. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and when it arrives, it will change everything.